Have you ever wondered why so many people chase wealth, yet so few find peace? Have you ever met someone who has everything, yet feels empty inside? And have you ever met someone with almost nothing, yet their smile could light up the world? We spend our whole lives in pursuit of more money, more possessions, more status. But what if the richest life isn't the one filled with gold, but with gratitude? This is the story of a wealthy father and his young son, and how a single trip changed their understanding of what it means to be truly rich. In a town overflowing with prosperity, there lived a man who seemed to have everything. He owned acres of land, a mansion with shining marble floors, and servants who attended to his every need. His chariots gleamed like jewels under the sun, and his gardens bloomed with rare flowers from distant lands. Yet, behind all that abundance, the man carried a quiet worry. His young son had never seen the real world. The boy had grown up surrounded by comfort, unaware of struggle, simplicity, or gratitude. The father often thought, "My son must understand how blessed we are. He needs to see how others live." So one morning he said, "Come, my boy, we're going on a special journey. I want to show you something important." They rode in their grand chariot, passing through green fields and tiny villages. The further they went, the smaller the houses became, until finally, they reached a humble village at the edge of a forest. The homes were made of mud and brick, their walls cracked but strong. The air smelled of wood smoke and wildflowers, and though the people had little, their faces glowed with warmth. A poor farmer and his wife greeted them at the gate. "You must have traveled far," said the farmer. "Please, stay with us. Our home is small, but our hearts are open." For 2 full days, the rich man and his son lived with this family. They ate food cooked over a wood fire, simple bread, fresh vegetables, and cool water from the stream. They slept on thin mats on the floor, under a roof that let starlight peek through the cracks. By day they helped feed the animals and water the crops. By night they sat outside under the endless sky, where thousands of stars twinkled like lanterns in heaven. There was laughter, storytelling, and the sound of children playing with sticks and stones, joy born not from wealth, but from togetherness. The father watched quietly, believing his plan was working. His son would surely see how poor these people were. When the 2 days were over, they rode back home in silence. The father smiled with satisfaction. "Now my boy will appreciate what he has," he thought. He turned to his son and asked, "So, my dear, how was the trip? Did you see how poor people live? What did you learn?" The boy's eyes were bright. "Oh yes, Papa," he said eagerly. "I learned so much." The father nodded proudly. "Good. I'm glad you understand how fortunate we are." But the boy continued, and with every word, the father's pride began to crumble. "Papa," the boy said, "I saw that we have 1 dog at home, but they have 4 that play with them all day. We have glowing lamps in our garden, but they have 1,000 stars lighting up their nights. We buy our food from shops, but they grow their own fresh, alive, and full of care. We have a swimming pool that ends where the wall begins, but they have a stream that flows forever behind their house. We have high walls around our home to protect us, but they have loving friends and neighbors who keep them safe." The father's hands tightened on the reins. The boy paused, then looked up and said softly, "Papa, thank you for showing me how poor we really are." The words struck the father like lightning. He realized that in trying to show his son what poverty looked like, he had instead discovered his own emptiness. He had spent years building wealth, but in doing so, he had built walls between himself and the world. He had every comfort money could buy, but none of the peace money could never buy. The poor family had almost nothing, yet they lived with laughter, connection, and gratitude. They were rich in ways he had never imagined. From that day on, something changed. The father began simplifying his life. He started spending more time with his son, walking barefoot in the garden, watching sunsets, talking about dreams. They shared meals without servants, helped their neighbors, and learned to find beauty in ordinary moments. The mansion was still there, the wealth still his, but his heart had changed. For the first time, he understood that true wealth has nothing to do with money, and everything to do with meaning. So, what is true wealth really? It isn't measured by the size of your house or the digits in your bank account. It's measured by the love that fills your home, the peace in your mind, and the kindness in your actions. It's in the family that waits for you at the dinner table, the friends who show up when life falls apart, the laughter that costs nothing but gives everything. Money can buy comfort, but it can never buy connection. It can buy entertainment, but not joy. It can buy luxury, but not love. And while money is important for shelter, food, and stability, it should never become the reason we forget why we live. True wealth is finding a balance between work and rest, success and gratitude, earning and giving. It's knowing that happiness doesn't come from owning more, but from appreciating more. Look around your life today. Do you have people who love you? Do you have laughter in your home, memories in your heart, and dreams that still make you smile? If yes, then you are already among the richest souls on earth. Because the greatest treasures are not hidden in safes or banks. They live in our hearts, in our relationships, in every act of love we give and receive. The poor family in this story had little wealth, but they were rich in all the ways that truly matter. The rich man had everything, except what money could never buy. So remember this, wealth is not what you hold in your hands, it's what you hold in your heart. Start living richly today, by being grateful, generous, and grounded in what truly matters. And if this story touched your heart, share it with someone you care about. Subscribe for more stories that remind us that real richness isn't about having more, but about feeling enough. Because you are already richer than you think. You just need to open your eyes to see it.